The world is in absolute chaos right now. If you have not personally registered somebody else to vote, don't expect anything to change. Let me tell you, protests and petitions are a lot more effective when you're presenting them to politicians who give a damn. And that's the thing, that's who we need to change, the politicians, our representatives. Political pundits always criticize us, young people, people of color, for not voting. The reality is they don't even know how to reach our communities. You know who does? We do. We know how to reach each other. If 60% of people voted in the last election, that means it's up to us to make sure that other 40% is showing up. Let's talk numbers. The US ranked 26th in voter turnout amongst 32 other industrialized nations. That's way at the bottom. Voter turnout is always the least for 18 to 29-year-olds, the youth vote. In 2016, 71% of eligible voters over the age of 65 voted. Less than half of those under 29 voted. But that same younger demographic, those 18 to 29, broke records in voter turnout and had a 100-year high in the midterm elections in 2018. In 2018, youth voter turnout increased in every single state. And in 31 different states, that increase in youth voter turnout was double digits. In my home state of New York, only 16.4% of youth turned out in that same election. That's the second worst in the country. The worst was Arkansas. If you're marching out here for Black Lives Matter or for climate or for women or for pride, and you're not voting, you're letting down those entire communities. Plus One Vote is mobilizing voters to organize and register a Plus One. We're an organization of young people and people of color dedicated to getting out the vote on issues like climate change, social justice, and voting rights.
See, they told us there was liberty and justice for all, but they did not mean everybody. They have fed us a revisionist history. They had the nerve to gerrymander and draw district lines, again, right now in our country, to divide our communities, to divide Black and brown folk, to make sure that the votes and the power of these communities don't rise.
I know our system isn't perfect, and we need major reforms. We need to have policies that allow absentee ballots to be submitted across the country without excuses. We need to make sure that we're automatically registered. It's not like you have to register to do your taxes. The government knows that you're there. We need schools across America to start actually teaching civics. Until we start teaching our youth about our systems, we are going to continue to see that youth voter turnout low. We need Election Day to be a national holiday. Even if you feel hopeless because of politicians or even disenchanted with the entire system, honestly, I don't blame you. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now, but the reality is opting out of that system isn't an option. There's no leaving. When you don't vote, you automatically enable those with power to have even more power. It starts with the Plus One. Have you literally watching this right now, have you sent a link to register someone that you know to vote? If you haven't, your opportunity to do that starts now. Who's your Plus One?